This is the Easter mini unit flip through from Gather Round. For Christians, Easter is the biggest holiday of the year, and we like to make a big deal out of that. In our house, we want our kids to really know how important Easter is to us. And this unit has really helped us to be able to do that well. This unit is designed to be done in 10 lessons with an optional Seder dinner lesson as a bonus add-on. And we've done this in the past. It is such a cool experience. The ability to understand why the Jews did Passover and what it represented, what each of the food elements represents, very cool. And then there's this traditional reading that the Jewish people would do, and we don't do that, but Rebecca Spooner, the author of the curriculum, rewrote that to be able to include Jesus into it. It's such a cool experience. I can't wait to invite over a whole bunch of friends this year and do it with them because it's just so much fun to be able to do. Like with all Gather Round units, you are welcome to make it your own, and this is always what we do. So on lesson 2 in here is this lesson about Lent, and I don't exactly understand why it's lesson 2. Lesson 1 is about the symbolisms that come through in Easter, but 2 is about Lent. And so we're actually going to take lesson 2 and do it on the first day of Lent, which is about mid-February. This way, my kids will have the opportunity to understand what Lent is if any of their friends or family members talk to them about participating in Lent. Lesson 5 is about the Last Supper, and it's called Painting the Picture. And so you're going to actually be invited to participate in a foot washing service and communion, and to really dig into those things with your kids. What is it about? Now, we did this a couple of years ago with another homeschool family. I want to do it again with the homeschool friends this year because it's so cool to see our kids serving one another. And yeah, they all bust up and laugh, and it's a good time. But there's also this reflection page, and so they have to fill out, like, how did it make them feel to serve someone else? How did it make them feel to be served by someone else? And mom, allow yourself to be in this situation too. It feels vulnerable and gross and weird, but do it. Lead the example for your kids, and then really reflect on Jesus washing the disciples' feet in this. You're also going to talk about communion and what the bread and the wine really mean, or juice if that's what you use, and you're going to get that opportunity to talk with your kids. I love how gospel-centered this whole unit really is. You will get to dig into the gospel message with your children. It allows for a lot of those conversations that sometimes on Sunday you think, oh yeah, we should talk about that, and then you forget about it, or just different things. It really pulls that all into focus, and you get to focus on it leading up to Easter, which is just super important. Rather than just letting Easter come and pass, you're being intentional about it. Now, like with all Gather Round units, you can either order it pre-printed or you can print it yourself. I love printing it myself, and when I set up this notebook, what I did was print off the teacher's guide, and I printed off all of the lessons that I thought I would want from all of the different kids' age groups, and I put them all right in there with the teacher's guide so that every year I'm not having to like dig out my file and reprint everything. I can just make copies of it right from here if I want to. Now with Palm Sunday, make sure you do this lesson before Palm Sunday. You've got a coloring page for your little kids. You're going to be talking about how to worship, and there's lots of conversations there. And then there's this really cool one about how God does unexpected things, and you'll have to read about it, but it has to do with an egg, and yeah, you'll just have to read about that one, but it's really cool. And so you can see here, I printed off the different levels, and they're going to respond differently, but yeah, it's super simple to just print off the copies that you need and just have this ready year by year to go. I wanted to make sure to cover just a little bit on lesson 7, which is about condemned. This one, you're actually getting into the courtroom, and your kids are going to be talking about words like judge, jury, accused, accuser, witness, attorneys, lawyers, and you're going to be talking about some of those things applying to your social studies. Then you're going to be talking about forgiveness. This is a great opportunity for your kids to really reflect on their relationships with others, but also on the forgiveness that is offered to them. There's quite a bit of scripture here for your kids to be reading: Matthew 6, 14 and 15, Ephesians 4, 26 through 27, and they're going to have the opportunity to really think about how the trial went with Jesus. Was it fair trial? Was it not? We're going to have some critical thinking going on here and really reflecting on emotions that go along with this time. There are also a lot of optional, really fun things that you can do with your kids. You can create a resurrection garden. You can create empty tombs for breakfast on Easter Sunday, and there's so many fun ideas that can become part of your family's traditions or culture that you have going on. And so I think that this will be a really great way for your family to reflect on Easter and build some of those customs moving forward. Besides this unit, we have some Easter books that we're going to be reading, and I will do a flip through of those for you, but you're going to need to make sure to subscribe to see when that video comes out. And until then, this is a really good Easter book about Easter in the Ukraine, and you should go check out this review right now.